Hey guys,
Hey,
welcome to the Hey guys, welcome to the PPC podcast. I am Chris and I'm confused because Jason screwed me up. This is the PPC questions and answers show. I'm Chris Schaefer and I'm the host today. Jason's going to take a back seat. He is the answer guy. I'm the question guy. Jason, you ready for the question of the day from Rick?
I am. You always say we're the PPC questions and answers guys, and I never got it. Like why you say that until you just I realized that you're talking about one of us asks a question, one of us answers each time.
Yeah. That's how we do it.
Good to know. Thanks for explaining that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, 15 episodes in, you're just not getting. Okay, so today's question is from Rick. Rick, thank you for sending in the question and making the large donation that you sent to my PayPal. Hey guys, love the podcast. Just left you a review for the Q&A podcast. It's an amazing resource. I've worked around marketing and AdWords for the last few years, and after recently leaving my job, I'm going to help out a few friends with their marketing to make ends meet. So here's this question. What advice do you have for bringing in customers who are further along in the buying process? I'm starting an AdWords campaign on a revenue share basis. I have a budget of $1,000 and I get 10% of whatever people spend on his wedding venue. I have a similar situation with a flooring company in town. So here it is. Are there keywords that are more valuable? Should I work with more specific ad copy, or is this a Siphian task? Jason, that's a question for me. I don't know what that means. Siphian, please define. I'm a bit clueless, to be honest. Keep up the great work, Rick. Okay, so Jason, first things first, what advice do you have for bringing in customers who are further along in the buying process?
Well, I went to private school, and Sisyphean is a task that can never be completed. But no risk, this is not a Sisyphean task. This can be completed. There are different keywords are more valuable. So I learned from the great Chris Schaefer that you need to think about the buying funnel. Some keywords are high in the buying funnel, the highest, the word wedding. Then there's the wedding venues, and then there's a little bit deeper in the funnel where you want to be, Rick, where you want to spend your budget. Wedding venues in Houston, if you're in Houston. Wedding halls in Houston. I like the words near me, Chris, and also in my area. Wedding venues in my area. Wedding venues near me. Wedding venues for rent. Chris, price searches we sometimes go different ways on, but if I'm sitting there as Rick and someone does a search wedding venue rates, that means it could be my wedding venue, but they're definitely probably going to rent one. So those are those deeper in the funnel keywords. What you don't want to be doing, Rick, is spending your budget on phrase match keywords like wedding venues. Or wedding halls. Now you can try them and see if they have a good cost per conversion for you. But at the same time, if you definitely want to get deeper in the funnel, there are different kinds of keywords, those near me and geo keywords, that will get you deeper in the funnel. But pay attention to your cost per conversion on those higher in the funnel ones, and maybe they actually might work. But if you do want the deeper in the funnel ones, they are out there. Chris, did I miss anything? What do you have to say? I know you were telling me before the show, sometimes looking for specific types of, in this case, a wedding venue would be a good way to narrow it down.
Yeah, I have a wedding venue client, and I've been working with them for a while. And I can tell you from my experience that for wedding venues, I'll use that as an example. For wedding venues, you have to think of how long this funnel is. Okay, ladies, when you're getting married, I know when my wife and I were getting married, Jason, it's all right. When we're getting married, she did all the wedding stuff, and I'll tell you, it is a long funnel because they want to know all the options that are available, and they need to fit a certain budget, and they have a certain thing in mind. So the research funnel is very long. So, Jason, I think you're exactly right. Wedding venues seems really obscure as to what someone might be searching for. Is their first
phrase match?
Yeah, for phrase match.
Do you target that keyword?
No, because I'm more interested in things that are going to be going after large wedding venue, wedding venues with balconies, wedding venues with a stage, wedding venues, the prettiest wedding venues. What I would suggest is don't go after these, Rick. What you want to go after is something that makes your client unique. So if someone does a search for wedding venues with balcony and your client does not have a balcony in their wedding venue, you don't want to show up for that.
Or if you have like a very classy one, like classy wedding venues, I could see someone searching.
Or they have very affordable packages. You're going to go for cheap or small or affordable, right? Or if they have very large venues, then you're going to go after something that's more specifically, large, 300 plus guest wedding venue, things like that. So this is the kind of thing that works for me. Jason, you're exactly right. And you wanted, your other question was about ads. Duplicate that same language in the ad. Make sure that you specify what sets you apart. And there you go. I mean, that's for wedding venues, but for me, absolutely, it's there are ways to make sure you dig down as deep into the funnel as possible.
And just a public service announcement for Rick and everyone else, Chris. One of the things we just talked about when we recorded episode 100 is that you can do a lot of damage and do a lot of good things for your company with a $500 to $1,000 a month budget. And one of the things about us that's nice about a small budget is if you can find those very deep in the funnel for your business. If it's a classy wedding venue, classy wedding venues. If it's a Western style one, Western wedding venues, cheap, affordable. If that's what your niche is, you can spend a full budget on just really, really, really deep in the funnel kind of keywords and not have to spend money on all these higher in the funnel ones, like just wedding venues by itself.
Yeah.
Or even I said geo, but if the budget's small enough, you may not even want to mess with geo.
Yeah. And Rick, remarketing. I mean, if you're doing revenue sharing, definitely do remarketing because you can gobble up those couple of extra leads and conversions that your client might get, and you're only going to pay a little bit for it. So good stuff there. So Rick, I hope that is helpful. Guys, I'm Chris. This is Jason. Jason's the answer guy this time, and I'm the question guy, but we both kind of do questions and answers, don't we? Back and forth. So that's it. Thanks for listening. We'll be back. Send your questions in at paidsearchpodcast.com and we will answer them.